For week 3, I'm going to make 2 videos. The first one, this video, I want to show you guys how to use Excel. Um, there are some shortcuts that will help you in Excel for mean, median, mode, also standard deviation and variance. So I want to show you those in this video, and then I'll make a second video for section 3.2b and 3.3. That's going to be more computation by hand. We'll start with 3.1. In 3.1 there are 2 problems I want to show you. The first is the GPA problem, which is very similar to the weighted average in the text. So here we have 8 hours worth of A's, 3 hours worth of D's, and 3 hours of grade of F, where A's give me 4 grade points, B's give me 3, C's give me 2, D's give me 1, and I get no grade points for F's. Alright, so here, this is similar to a weighted average. I have just copied these over into Excel, and now I didn't have any B's or C's, so I'm going to put 0 there. So the first thing I need to figure out is the total grade points. Total grade points. Alright, and if I click between these spaces, that'll expand those. Alright, so I take how many hours times the number of points, and then add all those up. So I'm going to first hit an equal sign here to enter a formula, and then I have 8 hours of A's, and then the multiplication symbol is this asterisk times 4 plus. Now I can do the same thing for B and C, but does everyone understand that 0 times 3 is just going to be 0? But we'll go ahead and do that because your version might be different. Plus 0 times 2. 3 hours of D's times 1 grade point, and again for F, this is going to end up being 0, right? Because 3 hours times. Alright, so when I hit enter now, I have a total number of grade points of 35. Let's see if that makes sense. 8 times 4 would give me 32. I get no points there, no points there, no points for F, and then 3 times 1 would give me 3 more. So 32 plus 3 is 35. Yep. Okay, now I need the total hours. Again, an equal sign. If I want to add something up, the command is sum. Open the parentheses, and I want to highlight everything I'm adding up. So that would be all my hours. And we get 14. Let's see if that makes sense. If I had 8 plus 3 is 11 plus 3 is 14. Yes. All right. Then to find our GPA, we want to take the total grade points divided by the total hours. So I'm going to put an equal sign here for my formula. We have 35 grade points divided by 14 hours gives me a GPA of 2.5. Okay, next I want to show you guys mean, median, and mode. And let's see if I can find an example that's bimodal. This one is. All right, so we're going to work on this one. Okay, we have this little shortcut over here. Do you see copy data? So I'm going to copy these data and then paste them into Excel. All right, now the first thing we were asked to find is the mean. Okay, the shortcut for mean in Excel, I'll hit equal sign to tell I'm going to give it a formula, and then we're going to use the code average. All right, average, open the parentheses, highlight my data, close the parentheses, and hit enter. And we get a mean of -6. Next, we want the median. Well, the median In Excel is pretty straightforward. Equal sign again to tell Excel we're going to enter a formula, and then median. Highlight the data, hit enter, and that is also -6. Alright, now this next one is a little tougher, in Excel at least. You guys can probably just look at these data and see, okay, 0 shows up 3 times, and -12 shows up 3 times. So this is going to be bimodal, bi meaning 2, right? And those two modes are 0 and -12. Now it's a little trickier to get that in Excel, so that one might be easier to do by hand. But here's what we're going to do. Because the mode is not necessarily unique, I am going to highlight quite a few cells, because maybe there's one mode, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. We don't know yet. Then I'm going to type equals. So with more than one, I hit equals mode dot mode dot mult. Open the parentheses and highlight my data. Close the parentheses. All right, now here's the tricky part. I don't want to hit just enter. I want to hit shift control enter. Okay, and when you hit shift control enter, it will apply that operation to all of these cells. So it tells me, well, I have a mode of 0, a mode of -12, and then these NAs here are just telling me that those are the only two modes. But you probably didn't need Excel to find the mode on that one. So we're going to say that this is bimodal, and those two modes are 0 and -12. Those were the two I wanted to give you help with in 3.1. So now I want to give you some hints on 3.2. All right, 3.2a. Now, this is one where I would not want you to try to do this by hand. This would be quite cumbersome. So I have all of these data that I want to find the sample standard deviation for. So I'm going to hit the copy data button and then go to Excel and paste those data. So what we were looking for was the sample standard deviation. Now remember, there are two forms of standard deviation, sample and population. So I'm going to hit equal sign there to tell Excel I'm entering a formula, and then the code for standard deviation is STDEV, but this is important. We want the sample, so I want .s, standard deviation for a sample. Open the parentheses, select the data, close the parentheses, and hit enter. So we got 0.02425. Now on this next problem, we want to find the range, population variance, and population standard deviation. So again, I'm going to copy my data and paste the data. And we were looking for range, population variance, and the population standard deviation. For range, that is the maximum value minus the minimum value. So I'm going to put equal sign and type max. Highlight my data. Minus, and I don't need another equal sign because I've already put one at the beginning, the minimum of these data. And then hit enter. Alright, so let's see if that makes sense. The range should be 15, which is my largest, minus 6, which would give me 9. Yes. So that one you could probably do by hand. Now for the population variance, again, equal sign for a formula, and then we want VAR for variance dot, and then this question asks us for population, so we're going to put the P in there. Open the parentheses, highlight our data, close the parentheses, and then for population standard deviation, equal sign STDEV dot, and then this time we want population, so we're going to put a P, open the parentheses, highlight our range here, close them, and there we go. All right, so I want to copy my data and go to Excel, paste the data, and then now we want sample variance. So I hit the equal sign to tell Excel I'm about to enter a formula. VAR for variance dot S for sample, open the parentheses. Then I'm going to select my data range A1 to A7, close the parentheses, and hit enter. So I got a sample variance of 2. All right, so hopefully Excel will help you quite a bit with section 3.1 and 3.2a. Now I'm going to post a second video for 3.2b and 3.3 because those have quite a few computations that you'll need to do by hand.